Extendable rods.
Good evening. Oh, Jesus. Get my teeth in. It does help. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly Show, Season 2, Episode 8. Hope you're all keeping well, and it's good to see you with us. And my co-host, as always, Hot Fuzz and Anthony. How are we doing, Fuzzy?
A lot better than my manager. My club's manager, that is. My store manager seems to be doing well. Actually, she might be losing her mind as well, but still, all my management seems to be losing their mind. You know, talking about Harry Potter after Liverpool. I wouldn't be surprised if Ten Hag went home after that battering and decided, you know what? Now that it's out there that I make Harry Potter references, time to rewatch the full marathon of Harry Potter again for the 18th time this week. So, yeah, I'm doing better than certain people are, but yeah, we're sort of watching the club still going through phases, and Turkish media outlets saying, "Guess what, guys? We're going to be Man United's best friend," and then about half an hour later, they're like, "No, we're just joking. That's not happening." So we're going to try and loan it, or Galatasaray, we're going to get Casemiro, and then Fenerbahce, we're going to get Anthony. And we're like, yes. I'm like, these people just don't understand these Turkish media outlets. They're literally the ideology of a parody account. Even though they're the official ones, they're parody accounts at this point. They'll literally link themselves to bloody Kylian Mbappe for January and say Kylian Mbappe is going on loan for half a season to Besiktas. And they're like, no. He's not, but yeah, we're personally we're doing okay.
Good stuff. Good to hear.
You said Anthony, but you've already got me for us. Look, I'm here. Been out.
You haven't had any Turkish people come outside your door? Just do you mind popping over, holding up a shirt? We'll send you back. Just need a photo op with you holding up a shirt. Stand anywhere in Istanbul, we don't care.
Oh God!
Hell, head to the Turkish city of Batman if you have to, wearing a Robin outfit.
I just want to see him fidget spinning on his chair myself. I think that's going to be the highlight of the evening.
Yeah, you need to upgrade that seat, get it from forward legs to wheels and spinning feature.
I thought you were just going to do it then. How are we at it anyway?
Not too bad. I'm not too bad. I had a good day. I'm talking about the Arsenal and Mikel Arteta and Edu and that. That's rubbish. And I got 2 tickets booked to go to the cinema on the weekend and to watch Beetlejuice. So I said his name 3 times and he pops up. He's here now. No, he's here. Beetlejuice.
Hey, what are you doing now? Let's say hello to the good people in the chat as always. First start off with Henry. Evening, Henry. Hello, you miserable lot. Good grief. Hammers, Arsenal, Manchester sounds like the Twilight Zone looking for their sense. Thank you very much, Henry. Evening, James. Hope you're good. Evening, ladies and gentlemen. And obviously they say hello to each other. As always, hope they're good. And good afternoon to Lawrence. Hope you're well from Lexington, Kentucky. Coming you irons as always. Hope you're well, mate. It's good to see you in here. Hope your mother-in-law's doing well as well, please, Lawrence. Hope she's on the mend. And obviously, a good friend Matt from the Cherries. How you doing, Matt? Another evening of essential viewing. Evening, chaps. Evening to your good self as well. Hope you're doing well.
Evening, Matt.
Say hello to each other. Good. And of course, our good old friend Budgie. Oh, hello. I was about to go across to Bristol Rovers channel. Well,
hasn't
you
been
never know.
Yet.
I don't know. You never know, Budgie. I've got some insider secrets to kind of reveal. I mean, I was quite surprised when it was dropped into my email box and he's keeping a straight face. So I'll give him his credit. He's got a poker face, hasn't he? So watch this space. Something's going to happen, I think. Fuzzy, not so what, I guess. So
Bum for 22.
Hi, Steve. Hope you will. Hi, all. And all sound like each other. And of course, big up to Lee, Football Dad's Army. Hope you're doing well, mate. Apologies for yesterday. Hope if it's good, hope you had a good show as well. I'll try and catch up with that later on. So say hello. And of course, what's happened there? Wrong button. Dodgy. Oi. Happy Emirate. Hope you're well. Good seeing you as well. As always. James and Lance. Yeah, it's good that our chat. Love talking to each other as well. Great stuff. Mr. Bill, James. James, fuzzy temperature going up at Man United.
Thanks.
So, of course, in the show, we're going to talk about actually, we'll show at some point in the FPL that we're in at the moment. We'll also go with the predictor table, who's where and who's been moving around. There's been some changes. So, if you like to look at that, I'm not too sure about the Egan chat. Yeah, I've heard about this as well. One as well. It's looking a bit. Yeah, I'm in agreement with you there. Happy. Yes, I'm seeing Beatrice as well this weekend.
Oh God.
Joanne, hope you will. Liked and shared as always.
Yeah.
Thank you, Joanne. Who the heck is on John Egan? Yes, is very much who is this person. Not so much. We're looking at it there. Eating Pepsi, you got two windows open up for this show, and I was waiting on the other one, which isn't working. Yeah, I don't know what that was all about. I noticed that earlier on. I tried to get rid of it. For some reason, it's still showing. I've no idea.
Didn't create two separate studios, did you?
You did.
I don't think I did.
You must have done, because if you link it both 2 times, it creates 2 separate streams. So you've probably got another one of these that looks exactly the same.
It does look the same, but I thought I'd actually deleted it off kind of thing. But I don't think I was drunk either, so no idea what's happening there. Big up the McManus, big up Heisenberg, off us a Bristol Rovers fan. Hope you're well, mate. Big up to yourself as well.
Big up McManus.
And of course, the great, delectable Anfield Uncle Rods. What up, guys? What up to yourself as well, Uncle? Good seeing you. Don't know why Peter Egan does it up. Evening, Paddy. Hope you will. Actually, you missed the start for once. Blimey. Yeah. Jump back out, mate. Come on about another half an hour and that you'll be fine. Good to see you, mate. He was at Sheffield United last season. He's bloody hell, 31. I know it'll be called upon too much, but this will surely block Casey. Not good. Henry saying, had a good week in FPL, trying to catch Bristol Rovers. The tractor is fast. Yeah, he's got one of those Lamborghini ones, Henry. That's what it is. He can afford that.
Well, those,
he's in there too. Oh, interesting. Okay. Oh, bloody hell.
It's one of those proper Hot Wheels rocket trucks. It's got to attach it to the back, NASA-powered tractor.
And big up to Dave. All right, gentlemen. All right, Dave. Hope you're keeping well. I was called Gun.
All right, Dave.
Evening, Matt. Oh, that's better. I can see the stream now. My YouTube had a wobbler. It might be me, Matt. So don't necessarily blame YouTube. It could be my good self that's got things wrong.
It might be Tony being a wobbler.
Ireland versus England on Saturday in the Nations League. Yeah, that's going to be an interesting one, Dave. So I'm not sure how this is, but Casey will be out injured for a while, so perhaps this pushing this through. Possibly. Could be that. So, who wants to see it? Because I say this thing's dropped into my lap suddenly. I don't know where it's come from, but and I don't think even Anthony knows. I mean, it's quite surprising because he's keeping a poker face, but we all know that he wants to start up his own channel, and I've got a sneak peek, fun enough, of this. So let me just kind of find it, and this is all about. Anthony, you've never told me about this. When were you doing this?
What the fuck is that?
That's your new channel by all accounts, mate. That is your new account.
Jesus Christ, I didn't even know I had one.
Sometimes
But yeah,
I that moan at the end
it's
as
going to be
well.
a good show. It's going to be a good show. Everyone's listen. You don't have to be Arsenal fans. Well, you could be Arsenal fans. You could be any other fans. As long as you don't mind coming on, talking about your team, and having a laugh, ripping the piss. That's a win-win situation for me.
Well, I'm just glad it was said to me first of all, kind of thing, because I thought myself, I'd have to look at it to make sure there was nothing serious about it, but it looks pretty decent.
I was taken back. I mean, look at watching that. He was pulling at fucking heartstrings already. You got tissue.
Yeah, look, see, even Matt's enjoyed it as well. Look, they've all enjoyed it. Look.
Yeah.
See, look, they're all waiting for it, mate. They're all looking for it.
You need to find ad spaces now in all places around Bristol. Bristol, North London.
Oh, you're actually farmer, aren't you?
No.
There you go. Look, even worse. Scarecrow's welcome too. Yeah.
You can come. Yeah, definitely. You can come along. You can sit in the trailer at the back.
Did you like that, Anthony?
I did. It was quite good, actually. I never thought you would actually the day that you would pull it off, but you pulled something off there, mate. You did really well. I like the bit where you had my head and you had the straw that come out your mouth sort of thing.
That's the inspiration you need.
I've seen worse pictures of me with people doodling on the pictures, like sort of thing. You can guess what it is.
All right, just for Pepsi's benefit, let's just play it one more time. Yeah, look, he's disappeared now. Go and get his bit of straw.
Oh, yeah. That's the other answer.
Brilliant. No, I like that. That's good one as well, folks.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
Got two Anthony Herberts now. Got a 2D one definitely. And a 3D one.
Good evening, usual suspect. Good to see you on here, mate. I hope you're keeping well. As usual. James is saying, Anthony, have you considered wind farming? You can get Arteta to manage the farm.
Well, he can't manage a team letting in a bloody farm, can he? Let's be honest. Jeez.
Matt's saying that tractor sounds too good to be true. He's parked outside his house, mate,
It does. Runs on fumes, mate. It's brilliant. Absolutely class.
Not too, mate. We've got 99 channels and the Spuds ain't one. Absolutely, Lords. Yeah, that's for sure. Brilliant, but Matt is just saying. Anthony got blown away then. Even so, all is well with you. Your sister is your brother. Hey, listen, where I live, you meet a nice girl, you need a DNA test. Brilliant. That's actually superb. Good evening, King McKill. He's fine. He's doing okay. Good to see you. Good to see you. He's doing very well.
He's done enough of that already.
Our technical organizer, piss up at a brewery. They're very true, Dave.
Yeah.
Usual, yeah. Usual cooking on gas. The same like we have Alexa and Lawrence. Big up, Stephanie. Hope you're keeping well. Big up, Mr. Muscle Fuzzy. 99 problems and the crops ain't one.
Yeah.
That's brilliant, mate. Well, what was our weekends like? What was our football weekends like?
Well, depends what game you want to start with, first of all.
Well, should we go with the early one?
Oh, God. There we are. Is that what you want to do? Is it you want to start with the early one? All right, then.
Might as well. I mean, if you look at, us, well, we're talking about us anyway.
Right. Arsenal versus Brighton. Right, where do I begin with this? Apart from it being a 1-1 draw. Spent 9 to 10 minutes. Okay, all right, fine. Let's start off with the. I know what you want to start off with. You want to start off with the Declan Rice sending off. That's what you want to start off with.
Well, no. It's more. I think if you look at it, we'll come on to that. I think it's a case of you can look at this two ways. The way the decision. I think it's more the decision making than anything else, because obviously there is talk about. Obviously, is it Pedro that kicked the ball, or Delphi, whatever it was, that kicked the ball down the side? Nothing happening, and when you look at a situation like that, it opens up that can of worms. Why is it one person gets penalised, the other one seems to get away with it scot-free? We see it quite a few times these days. But when you look at obviously Saturday's game, it was more highlighted. I think the fact that when you look at the player kicking Rice, is that the case of does that kind of carry a yellow card, or is it that because of what Declan did in the first place that kind of justifies him not getting a yellow card because we knew what the player was doing for the player to react like he did?
Well, I'm going to tell you something, and we touched this on last night's show, and we watched the video playing back. Declan Rice was booked. He had a yellow card, and then obviously that weird, bizarre thing happened. Obviously Veltman fell down. It was a free kick or whatever it was, and then put the ball down. Rice walked past. He's hit the ball. I do admit he's hit the ball. It's meant to have travelled about a foot or a meter, whatever, right? And then Veltman comes in behind and tries and kicks the ball. But what gets me is, how can you kick the ball when Declan Rice is in front of you, blocking your way to kick the ball? So obviously, he's lashed out and kicked Declan Rice. To me, it looks like it was done deliberately. And it's not just being an Arsenal fan here or being or whatever, but when you look at the replay, it does look like he kicks him on purpose. You can't take a free kick when there's a guy stood there in front of you. Even I couldn't do that. Right?
I'll twist that, and I'm going to interrupt you on that one. I'll twist that, because if you think about it, more than anything else, that's also the opposition being clever. Because really, the player should be walking away from the ball. Just kind of like one little step, one little step. It's clear and obvious. Once a free kick's awarded, you should walk away. Yeah, so you're not encroaching on the free kick itself. Because walks away so slowly, my players have done it before as well. It's one of those. If you take it quickly, then the player's going to get booked. The fact that Declan Rice, even though we know we talked about it on Sunday, that little tap out, it's still taking the ball away out of play.
Yeah.
Which is 50%.
But in all fairness, I think Veltman should have, in my opinion, I thought he should have been booked. That's my views and my opinion on it as well, for kicking out the nationality Declan Rice. The other thing that I want to clear up as well, which nobody has actually touched on, the referee was actually going to book Declan Rice in the first place. It was only because Danny Welbeck actually said to the referee, this is going to be a second card and this is sending off. Nobody's really talked about that, have they, on any shows or any time where you look back at it? Yeah. Look back at it, and guess what? Any player that approaches a referee and tells them to book that player is an automatic booking for that player that's actually said that to the referee. Danny Welbeck didn't get a booking, did he?
No, he didn't get booked.
Nothing for that. And for a player having to remind a referee that, in other words, so the referee didn't do his job properly. So that I want to throw that in there. So that's the main fact of this situation. The other one as well with Veltman, throughout the game, it was a corner to Brighton. Did you see the way how he grabbed Rea in that 18-yard box?
Yeah, and again, nothing happened.
It should have been a foul on the goalkeeper. Right or wrong, it should have been, but it wasn't. So, in all fairness, I don't know where this referee's come from, but it's like what referee gets judged on games. They get judged on games, and they got like a scorecard, and they tick off and they get us. I'll be honest with you. I think if I was that, who's the owner of the referee? Is that what's his name?
Howard Webb.
Howard Webb.
No, it's not Howard Webb. What's the other one on Sky Sports they have?
Oh, Dean, is it?
Mark Clattenburg.
No.
Oh, somebody has said in the chat. I know the ball headed guy.
Mike Dean.
That's it.
The Spurs fan. The one that I think
He's
when
not
Spurs scored a goal, he
I
went
forgot
running
his
back to
name.
the halfway line. It's like, yeah.
Evening, Trudge. Good to see you.
But I mean, in all fairness,
definitely.
that's what he said. That this guy, the referee, he stuck up for the referee there. So in other words, they stick up for one another, and that. I personally, but all I want to say is on the subject saying I thought that referee was very poor in that game. It's not being biased. I mean, I've even actually said fair play to Brighton because, in all fairness, the young manager that they've got and the talent that they've brought in, I think Brighton is going to be a decent team this season.
Yeah,
and I've actually
agree
said
on
that.
that.
But I don't want to take any away from Brighton, that sort of thing. I just feel that game was poorly refereed. And that's all I got to say on the subject, really.
I mean, Matt said, obviously, Veltman should have been done for unsporting conduct, kicking the ball at Rice. Should have meant that Rice stopped the taking of the free kick. Clear obstruction, though, Matt. And I say, if you take a free kick quickly and the player's in the way, it is a booking. But I understand, I get what you're saying at the same time. Trudge is saying Pep taught Arteta who taught Rice. Yes, true. Absolutely. More like Fagin. Captain Black Arteta is going to be responsible for the downfall of Arsenal. Anthony and the Arsenal fans, I think you already know that one, didn't you?
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
Usual saying, if Rice had done that outside the ground, Stammer would have given him 2 years hard labour. Wasn't important a day. I mean, what did you make of it, Fuzzy, yourself? Letter of the law, well-picked mug. Yeah. Dermot Gallagher.
That's it.
Well, I thought initially that it's, in terms of booking a player for a small incident like that, at the end of the day, if in the sense that a player is moved towards the ball when the team that are taking the free kick are in the process of taking a free kick, even if Rice has not seen the player coming up, the intent is very well known that he's going to try and move the ball off centre or move it off somewhere else. And it's just by timing that Veltman has kicked Declan Rice, which we all know factually doesn't happen. Rice doesn't get a second yellow in any circumstance if he just walks straight. Doesn't come across to nudge the ball. Don't do any of that. Just walk straight. Of course, it's close. Of course, Veltman's going to be quite close, and people might get a bit touchy with that. Like, Veltman nearly touched my beloved Declan Bennett, like Declan. But the letter of the law is, as it goes, is if you've got somebody who's interrupting with the ball as the free kick taker is taking the free kick, you're bound to get the referee thinking, right? You're bound to get him going into the situation thinking, well, this has happened. VAR's probably on the comms and fourth officials and everything are saying, well, basically this is what has happened from our cameras. That would technically be a sending off offence. Now, whether VAR would be somebody who'd be allowed to interfere with something like that, considering it's not a straight red card offence, but rather a second yellow, I think maybe it was just an on-field decision. But at the same time, it's like, sure, people will say, well, because Declan Rice gets a yellow for that, what about João Pedro kicking the ball away in this instance? I mean, I've seen people coming out of nowhere saying, well, giving us all of these stats of all of the players across this weekend that kicked the ball away, and not one of them was booked. And they're literally just name dropping every single one of these players. I mean, it's crazy the amount of research that some Arsenal fans will do when it comes to trying to justify the injustices they face and that they're always the victims and all of this. But for me, it seemed harsh in the moment, but then it's like thinking about in relation to the letter of the law. If the judgment there was right, then technically the judgment in all of the case scenarios should be the same.
Yeah.
So if Declan Rice is facing yellow for that, perhaps João Pedro should be getting a yellow for his kicking off the ball or interfering with the ball after play stopped. That's just my...
Yeah. Let me just catch up with the chat and I will come back onto that because that's a good point, actually. Paddy's saying, I'm not praising Brighton or Villa last week or Wolves in the opening game. I think the quality of the opposition has been rubbish at the start of the season. Arsenal were fortunate. It's a good shout, actually. But actually, definitely Arsenal were completely off. Even Uncle Bunker, looks like me. 10 Slag and United are finished. Big up Daz, so we're keeping well. Big up Tony in the panel. What's your predictions for Saturday's game against Ireland? We'll come to that shortly, mate. We're just going to talk about this thing at the moment. To be fair, that's a Bruno type sending off, Stephanie. Great shout. That's very true. Something you'd definitely link him to do.
All I'd say to that, Stephanie, is if it was Casemiro who was taking that free kick, Casemiro would have just been banned from football. He'd have to retire. They'd shoot him. They'd take him out the back of the stadium and shoot him. Blindfold over his head and all execution.
Well, have you seen him since? That's the question, Fuzzy. That's the question.
No, he left the stadium at half time when he got subbed off. He's gone.
Wow.
He's like, nah, fuck that.
Paddy saying Declan Rice should have been sent. It's just irritating when the referee was crap all game, and and the pair of you have said it, and I know there's some comments in the chat there. Remember when they said about this new VAR rule? They did mention that they're going to kind of be a bit more lenient on things to allow the game to flow and be creative, etc. And there's also going to be the more benefit of the doubt situations. Would you say that was the case in the Arsenal game?
Wow.
Big up DJ Crane.
I don't really know of there being much in the way of VAR instances or interruptions.
That's right. He now plays for the Arsenal, so of course he should have been sent off. True. Yeah, and this is true, Fuzzy. I mean, well, maybe you got to think. It's January, isn't it? The auto comes in. Now that will then open up another bone of contention because they're going to say, well, it was the machine that was at fault, not me. It's going to be that.
Wow. I mean, automated offsides is an automatic thing where it's in line, unless they just deliberately set up the cameras or the calibration so that the line, instead of being straight like that, is like that. And whoever's down the other side of the pitch has to be super onside, not slightly onside, but just super onside. And then they'll say, oh, but this line apparently says this. It's like when you see today's offside decisions with VAR, everyone's saying, but look at the line. The line here is not straight. And then you'd see it next to the how the grass is cut in the checkered format. You can sort of line it up with that. With the lines on the pitch markings, and you sometimes when the line is straight, everyone says no, that line's off, completely off, by a million miles it's off. But then when they look at a line that actually looks quite kind of slanted, they go, oh well, that line's straight though. Look, you can clearly see it's offside. So it's a bit weird that trying to use visual perception seems to split opinion.
Yeah,
which is why you need to bring the technology in that is taking a different viewpoint where it's just you can't actually argue with it. Like looking at it from the most blatant, like looking at something under a microscope. You can't deny it's there. You can clearly see it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. It's true. I mean, this is the best comment, when you think about it. The only thing consistent is the inconsistency with referees. I mean, like, just going to go back to the Assembled put there as well. When you think about it, the refs are refereeing Arsenal to the letter of the rules without using common sense. Thanks, Arteta, for having a go at refs. And I think this is one thing, managers should be allowed to do. And that is literally, should be able to challenge. But we know what some of these referees are like. It's all about them rather than the actual incident. And considering they're supposed to be unbiased, we know on certain situations is not the case.
Main character syndrome.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing about it. I mean,
Trouble
like you
is that
said,
everybody
Kavanaugh should be
complains about it,
reprimanded.
You can't do nothing. You can't do
Yep.
nothing with it.
This is the thing. I mean, look, say Lee's putting it here. Look, Kavanaugh should be reprimanded. But the thing is, as you said, it's the fact of reprimanded for what? Just one incident? Because obviously, the debate is caused because of that, or do we look at the whole game in general? Because that's really any referee that's being evaluated. It's not just on one incident; it's the whole game.
Yeah.
And if you're making so many kind of mistakes, then what are you going to do? You as you said, Anthony, and Fuzzy, it's a case of like, right, well, he didn't call that, and he missed this part here, and this, it just goes on.
I think
Thanks, Lawrence.
the best way to solve this, right, is to replace all the referees currently with a whole new officiating team filled with people who despise football. Because that way there cannot possibly be any biasery towards specific teams because they hate everyone just the same. So have referees who hate everybody in the stadium, players, managers, coaching staff, the tea lady that serves at each club's training ground. They hate everybody. Just get them to referee the games, because then it's just like, at least you'll find an unbiased referee. At least it's balanced. They might red card everybody just because they spite them, but still, at least it's balanced.
That's true.
More consistent than the consistency we have currently.
Yeah. I mean, Matt's asking Lee's there. If the ref done that, he would have been told off by those that regulate the referees for not taking the correct action and sending Rice off. They're not allowed to use common sense. Interesting one. That's true, though, in certain respects. Evening, Mama Flossie. Hope you're good. Excuse me. Hope you're well. Lawrence. Budgie, is always not a problem at all. I hope you don't mind if I give out the old school hammers a shout out, Tony. Not a problem at all, Budge. You know that. Always there to support each other at the end of the day. Lawrence, they're saying hello to each other. Which is nice. Love this.
What it is, though, it's like you always blame referees, but the referees we blame are the English referees. Now, if you watch referees like in the Bundesliga, Serie A, and all this, that, they didn't really make anything. They didn't really make. It's very rare. Sorry, they make a mistake. Very rare. And then, but it makes you think, why is that? And then, like the referees we've got over here, the English, obviously the English referees, we're always constantly, basically running them down, slagging them off because they haven't done this, they haven't done that, which is true, which everybody's got a right to. Everybody's got a right to an opinion. But why is it? Because at the end of the day, it's got to be all. FIFA is they've actually, the referees actually gone in and they've been taught the game. Obviously, nearly every 3 seasons or 4 seasons, the rules, they always come up with new rules every time, don't they? And
it's supposed to be every season. There's possible changes that could happen.
Yeah, but it's explained to these referees. So if these referees don't understand the rules and stuff, if they make a mistake in one game, why can't they get them to do like a test or something like that? Do you know what I'm saying? Like an exam.
Yeah. Well, look at the last season, Anthony. Sorry enough to get, mate. You remember what they said about managers coming out of the technical area, and of course your manager, the twat that he was. Okay, yellow card me. Fair enough. Bang. There you go. And that was supposed to be a consistent thing all the way through. But how quickly did you see it phase itself out and all of a sudden, never show its head, really? I mean, only the one or two occasions where you might have a referee say, if you carry on, you're going to get the thing. But there's so many managers that came out of the technical area. So, it comes that inconsistency. And the same with players, as you said. It's quite obvious. If you do that, then you have to be consistently all the way through. And unfortunately, it's not going to be the case. Like we said about this auto VAR, it works in the Euros, but it's our officials that's going to be operating here, unless touch wood, it's going to be a foreign body that's going to be looking after the auto VAR. Then we might be all right.
Yeah,
that's just speculation. Trosh, why are we mainly targeting defenders who've recently done their ACL? I think, like you've just mentioned here, basically, just Brick Bang Oggy. Maybe we're kind of trying to reignite the old flame with Oggy and bringing in players that's got that. But yeah, I don't know why. It seems mad you're going to bring someone who's got a kind of weak ACL, especially at that age as well. Does Donald love Mr. Muscles or spinach?
Spinach.
Fuzz, is that Donna in the background? She must be working out. Just saying.
Probably is, to be fair. Probably built like a brick shit house.
Apologies. Yes. Big up, guys. You great bollock. You have set up 2 shows for. I have no idea. I thought I'd delete that one, mate. Also, mate, maybe having your for full sales. No way you and Anthony look like that young. Big up, lads. Big up to yourself as well, mate.
Big up, yeah.
Big up, yeah.
69 the like button, guys. You can do it, guys. Be a potato guy. Absolutely, Trip. Thank you very much for that.
Be the potato.
Trodrogi adores. Oh dear, yeah. He just came now. Not sure Dawes would want to come. Nah, not now. He's happy where he is, I think, Trosh. Big up, Bonds. You're well good. He left after all. Yeah, true. So we're there saying hello to each other. Wasn't the same ref Rice called out for taking backhanders at Frankfurt, was it? Oh, could be. Evening, Arsenal Manic. Don't trust Man United and West Ham fans discussing their decisions. They've got it in for us. We'll, unfortunately, Arsenal Manic, when it highlights it as much as that, but we've seen them before in other games. We're not saying it's just the fact that particular game. He really said. I mean, what was the game of the week before when he pole drived the player with it in the neck, and nothing really happened to that. Nothing happened. What was that game, Fuzzy? Because you said you highlighted it. When he did the old WWL move around the neck.
WWL, Jesus. WWE. That's the close.
Was it the Bournemouth or the Brighton game?
The Bournemouth Newcastle game.
That's the one.
Joe Linton.
Joe Linton. Yes, that's it.
Proper JBL. Fucking clothesline from hell. Like, it's a proper finisher. The only thing missing from that was just the 3 count, just the pin, hook at the leg, and the 3 count by the referee, awarding the championship belt. Yeah, and nothing. Went on. VAR didn't look at it, and even the guy on commentary, because I had sound of my commentary on the TV, I was like, "Gee, bloody hell!" Even the co-commentator was like, "And VAR's not even looking at it." I'm like, "Yeah, what the fuck's up with that?" Talking some bloody sense. I mean, he
did, don't he? I mean, yeah, completely pole drived him and nothing at all. That was just mad. I mean, what
Neto should have done is just literally pretend to have died on the pitch, just die, or do a backflip just to add emphasis, and then just lie flat forward. So.
If it was the Man United game, that would have been Fernando on the floor, wouldn't it? Would have been dead, that's for sure. But yeah,
no, would have got back up and just gone full, just gone after him. It's just like, all right, clothesline me. Better send you to the ICU.
Paddy's saying, to be honest, early doors, you can't guess what the refs will do game by game. This is true. They interpret the rules their own way on an individual basis. 100% they do. And all we were asking for, and you've seen the comments in the chat as well. I think all 3 of us are in agreement. All we want to see is consistency. At the end of the day, as long as we get that, then the game should flow. But unfortunately, we've seen with some of these referees, and fun enough, as you said, like Mike Dean and Gallagher, it's all about them at the end of the day.
Yeah, and actually, you're a referee that can actually stand up and admit if VAR is given a wrong decision and override that ball as well. That'd be nice.
Oh, that as well. Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, that's another one that went by the by, wasn't it, as well, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's saying, yeah, I'm all good. Just wish my team could hold the lead. Think we need a dog. Evening, Richard. Hope you're well, mate. Evening, Tone and
Yeah,
Fuzz. My
Richard.
opinion is the technology in Premier League is boring. I like watching Bristol City in the Championship. None of this crap. Good old-fashioned football. Come on, ref, not this shit. That's
Yeah.
true.
You know what? I was watching. I ended up watching the match. Can't remember what year it was, but it was like FA Cup semi-final against Watford. We had Ronaldo and Smith Rooney in the team, and gosh, it's just a game without all the stupid technology, none of the VAR overruling this, overruling that, just proper classic football. I was like, I saw a challenge on Van der Sar in that game where the guy actually he's sort of fallen on his back and he looks at Van der Sar and then throws his foot studs first into his face. I was like, well, if VAR was around, not only would he have faced a suspension for that, for like a straight red card, he probably would have been banned for about 10 matches. Then I was like, but this isn't football today. This was football like almost 20 years ago, like just shy of 20 years ago. The amount of stuff that went on in that game, about 2-3 players probably would have been sent off in today's game. Like it's just in terms of the standard of refereeing, it feels like VAR, the introduction of VAR, has taken away the natural element to a referee's performance, where they either become too reliant on the technology to carry them through the games, or it's just like, well, they don't really have either the confidence to make a controversial or a difficult call. And I just think it's got to be just the reliance on technology to do all the work for you. And I think it's probably a lazy element to it, rather than the referees having to train themselves or work on themselves to be as good as possible, because they can just say, well, it doesn't matter if I miss out like half of the little decisions because, well, I've got VAR, haven't I? I've got VAR to be the second pair of eyes that look for all the small details. I don't have to look for all the bad stuff. Well, when you do that, you start slacking and your levels drop. And because your levels drop, your judgment becomes a bit blunt. You're not on it as a referee, basically, in a game. You're not on it. You don't. More breaking news.
Yeah.
Anthony's planning a second channel.
Bloody Sky News. I'm going to come back to the assembles one in a minute. I mean, you're what you're saying there, Fuzzy, because not being funny, if you look at the other analogy of it, like modern day cars now, all the driving aids, road assistance. Drivers sometimes rely more on that than using their own common sense. And as you said, VAR is an easy cop out, because I can rely on that because it's supposed to be infallible, but we know that that's not the case. But I think what the referee is also afraid about now, because obviously what managers get paid, what players get paid, they know they haven't got that. They've got the authority on the pitch, but outside of it, they've got no control at all, really. I say, get in the VAR suite. It'll be accurate and entertaining. You imagine that.
The thing to watch out for is whenever he takes charge of a Nottingham Forest game. Every time the opposing team has to forfeit 3-0 because they haven't got enough players by the law of the game to actually continue playing. Guys, I think you should take a look at this. It's not done anything, but I just think you should take a look at it, and I think you should really give him a red card. If you don't, I'll report you to our bosses. Oh, I was T, I'll go send them off, please. Don't take away my livelihood.
Whereas Mama says here, look, you could never do VAR. He swears way too much.
Yeah. He talks about Brian Clough on it. Young man. You're fucking shit, young man.
It'd be hilarious. As you said, he never swears. What the fuck? No, Trip, we're getting there. We're going to come to that shortly. We're going to move on to the West Ham City game. Then we're going to come on to Man United. And have we talked about how bad Ten Hag is as a manager yet? Ask him for a friend. Father of the swear jar. Trip, that was so last season. Yes, very true. That'd be enough to buy an Arsenal striker, would it or not? Ooh. I dare not have a swear jar. I'll be skint in 2 minutes. 2 minutes? You're pushing it, aren't you? 2 minutes? It'd be less than that. Usual says that Robbie and AFTV has become the company's stooge. Yeah, he's definitely on the payroll. Yeah, we agree on that one.
Definitely.
Yeah, it's a thankless task. Bring up refs is an excuse, not the reason. Very true. That's a good shout. The story has continued. It never ends. He says, "Lost out loud." So let me just go to that one that Symbol's put on there. Which is question: can anyone name a game that the referee got his decision 100% perfect and everyone and fans, including, are happy? Oof.
No, I think I'll probably say that question there. Anyone remember or anyone name a game that referee's got his decision 100%? But I think that's what it is, isn't it? With the way that we sort of lose trust in refereeing and officiating, that once you damage your reputation, you don't really recover it unless you start everything from a proper clean slate. So no fucking shot with that one. I'll litter the space around me with fucking landmines. You can step on. The only thing pinging me down is just a loose leg that's just landed on me, but still.
Landed on your fonts, isn't it?
There's my souvenir. I'll wave around. It's like Donna's leg, wee. It's blown up into smithereens.
Trip, I get it. Yeah, it's shit when they'll go and see it with a border delusional. Yeah, but just saying, I'll be heading off in 30 minutes. Prepare for the Old School Hammers on the West Ham Network. 10 p.m. Q and I will be talking about the free agents and lots of banter. Big up to your budgie in there, and Mum Flossie's also got a channel up there as well. So if you ever get the chance to go over there and see them too, always great conversation between the pair of them.
Cheap.
It's a conspiracy against we all buy that. Yep, true. Big up Smugs. World Wrestling League.
Oh, no.
Evening, Jason Burchett. Even all coming, you irons. Absolutely, mate. Hope you're good. It's conspiracy against Arsenal. We all buy that. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Chelsea and West Ham sold Arsenal so much garbage for so much money. Money well spent, Trip, as always. Money well spent.
And City.
God, people, COYI. Can you stop typing it, please? Because it what does it stand for? Come on, you idiots! Is that right? I don't know. Is that true? Just put it out there. Don't shoot the messenger. No,
someone's gonna be flicking off the channel. Big up, good with big up your eyes, Mr. Panel. Hi, chat. How are we doing? Can Donna afford Fuzzy Wuzzy? Not at all. Not 1 cent she can afford. Jason, we never sold Arsenal garbage. Rice's class. I'll miss him. Yeah, that's very true, mate. But he's been ruined at the Arsenal. He barely touched him, lads. That's true. Trip saying, gonna get Donna get the money for Honey Fuzzy.
Ooh.
Yeah, he's saying they love all the rest of us, but screw Arsenal. Wait, I hear the Twilight Zone music. Stands Mama Flossie. Oh, bless you. Yeah, as always. Stands at the airport need a new makeover. Yeah, they do indeed, mate. There's no two ways about that. And I ain't gonna say too much on that. I still need a job. We played the fifth, Mama. We'll say it like each other. Yeah, it's true, James. Brighton, the new poster boys of the league. Yeah, youngest manager. He's doing the great stuff. He's doing great. Arsenal minute, I'm messing with you. We know you are, mate. Arsenal faves, stop moaning. If you were champion material, you would have seen that game out either of 10 men. Could have gone either way, though. Could have gone either way.
You had two big. It's crazy to think, right? That Arsenal's best opportunities that game came after the red card sending off. Failed to convert those chances, and Brighton, after equalising, just they lost their edge. They lost their creativity and didn't look like they were going to score, barring one passage of play towards the final whistle, and that was it.
Yeah, that's true.
So the game was there to be stolen by Arsenal.
You're saying Arsenal fans abusing Veltman and his missus on social media. Yeah, that's where it's wrong, isn't it?
Yeah, that's why you don't get personal. Don't get personal with that. That's the line you just don't cross. I'm sorry, but no. Yeah.
A good Mattel saying, Anthony, you've got a channel yet, mate? Santa on the way soon. Well, should we play it one more time just for the likes of these people? Because obviously some haven't seen it. So if you haven't, let me just take the comment off. Well, where has it gone to? To give you your answer, Aguna, just watch this. He's done very well for himself. He's got this coming out. There you go. That's Anthony's channel coming out soon.
That's his intro. Instead of like, oh, hello there, guys, welcome back to chat, he just goes, oh yeah. So very...
that'd be his one.
Oh yeah. Arsenal win again. Arsenal top of the league. 2 points behind City.
That's gonna be hilarious. Watch that coming out. Did one of the refs have his own range of footwear with his name stitched on it or printed, whatever they do? Can you guys remember which one? Ain't when you Uriah, was it? Yeah, God, their own style of bloody. Or
I think I know which referee we got to have though. It's that what's his face African referee that likes to blow the whistle up in the 86th minute. So, full time, guys. It's 86th minute, but I'm sick and tired of this game. It's boring as fuck. We're going home early.
Yeah, look, Jason's telling you, man. Can you stop vaping, mate? I'm telling Starmer.
Yeah.
No,
I'd love to slap him that fight. Seriously, I will. Did you know I read on there that Prince Charles actually refused was it to talk about him, or if he did chat about Starmer, he didn't say anything good on his behalf. So that makes you think of that.
That's true. Anyone believe we scored 5 because they say we scored 5 goals or got ruled offside? Wasn't the referee's nickname stitched on his boots? Oh, I remember who it was. But he just got a visit from Just Eat to his bedroom. Yeah, you ain't forgotten that one either, mate. Yeah. Oh, here's one from Trip. He's saying, challenge for the chat. Name the worst manager in the Premier League this season.
Arteta.
Yep. What's the saying? Ten Hag?
To be honest. I would say Dyche.
Dyche
and Ten Hag are holding hands.
We'll go on to your game then. Obviously, and we'll leave West Ham and City because obviously we're talking about them being the title contenders. The Man United game against Liverpool.
What can be said about that game that hasn't already been said? The only thing that's surprising to me is how the majority of people that were Ten Hag out after this game have swayed back to being Ten Hag in again, because all the news going on with the boards, and so it fell staying till February, guys, and the guy that somebody who's been serving at this club and transfer departments that's been around for a while. Oh yeah, now he's going as well. Oh great, guys, let's get back on side with the manager. And how about we read the room here and actually acknowledge that Ten Hag has essentially proven to everybody that he is fully acknowledging the choices he has available to him and is choosing to hamper his own position as manager, like in managing like game management, team management, player management this season has been awful, like genuinely awful. And it has been probably the worst out of all the 3 seasons that he's been a manager for. And we've only just started the 3rd season. So off of a case study of 3 games, we already know that Ten Hag is doing worse or is set to do worse this season from a managerial standpoint than he had done for the past 2 seasons. And last season was horrendous. Like this season's probably going to end up being worse. And there's a Man United, a former Man United legend, I can't remember who it was, who said today as well that he reckons that Ten Hag will be gone by Christmas as well. So I think what it is that with how, and it's not just with how he's gone about setting up teams, managing games and all of that stuff, but his response to this game, this result, and how he's gone about answering questions are the same
yeah.
a manager usually gives when you know that they're going to be leaving the club soon.
Yeah, it's them kind of answers, isn't it?
Van Gaal did it. I think Moyes might have done it. Ollie, I think, has probably done it.
Mm-hmm.
But the answers get a bit delirious, and you think, well, why is he going on about that for?
Yeah.
That's when the writing is well and truly on the wall, that the manager is not really coping well with the job mentally anymore, and it's not a case of, well, I believe that I'm going to be fine here. Today was really, really bad. I've got to hold my hands up and say that's unacceptable. And this guy was talking about, oh well, trophies behind Manchester City. I'm like, well, first and foremost, you don't sit there and just say, well, we've got to accept that Liverpool were better than us. Like, that Liverpool are a better team than us. We've got to accept it. And I'm thinking, but this guy's talking about winning trophies. This guy's talking about high standards, right? So why is his post-match comment completely contradictory to what his bread and butter of why he's here as a manager, or why he thinks he should be the manager of this club? It is just complete contradiction.
Like, I think what you said there, I think I'll make you right. It's the fact of if his death knell was coming up, that's the kind of message you tend to put out, don't you, really? You know, and I'll make you right on that one. I just want to answer this question before we carry on with this. Jason's saying, please tell me we'll put a clause in so Jalen Prowse doesn't play versus us. Usually you find if a player gets loaned out, they can't play against us anyway, so that shouldn't be the case. So we should be fine on that one. We're going to come back to Happy Emirates one when we talk about West Ham. But yeah, I mean, Anthony, what do you make of it yourself?
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. In last week's show, I actually predicted a 2-1 win to Man United. But I'm going to be honest with you, Fuzz. You might not like this. I thought you played against Liverpool like you was a relegation team. Seriously, if you cast your mind back, I think Ipswich played better against Liverpool than Man United. I'm not saying it to be horrible, rub it in or anything like that, but I got to be honest with you. I watched that game and I thought you were poor from your goalkeeping to your defence, your midfield, and your attack. There was nothing. It was pure. Oh God! It was pure flat. That was what that game was. It was pure flat on your behalf. And Liverpool, I got to be honest with you, they just ran riot in that game. And I said to them, I did say Liverpool might struggle this season because they only managed to beat Ipswich 2-0. But when I look at what they played against, how they play against you, I tell you what, Liverpool are going to be up there. And hopefully, well, I'm not saying hopefully, but for Liverpool's sake, you don't know. They might instead of it being a 2-way title, it might possibly be a 3-way title if you put Liverpool in there as well. So all I'm going to say is I don't know what's happening at Man United in the minute. Your players not adapting to one another. You're lacking something in the final third. I mean, your best player on that pitch that could have scored goals for Man United was your signing, that young one. Is it Zerski? That striker you've got? Yeah. He was the best player on that pitch for Man United. But it's like what I said, Ten Hag could be out of a job by Christmas. But let's not forget, obviously, he's won 2 trophies in 3 seasons. But what's making it 4 is not the wins of the trophies. It's actually your performance in the Premier League, as we all know that.
Yeah, Damien.
You know, so he's got to turn it around and fast if he wants to keep his job.
Well, it's something that
just before you go, first, just say goodbye to Budgie. And got to go a bit early. The boss DJ is live. I should show my face. Thanks, Budgie, for being in here, mate. Thank you very much.
Mate. One thing I'll say with I think what's his face, Ransom Vance had said about the managers in terms of how to expect in terms of like team performances. The fact that Arne Slot goes in there, and even if he is taking over a very similar style from Klopp and has got a team that's quite familiar, quite set up with it, I see people throwing it around that, well, Liverpool are a much better side, a much better team of players than Manchester United. I'm thinking, but Arne Slot, even if the tactics are fairly similar, there's still elements to that game that will still be quite fresh, quite new, and perhaps not quite fully tried and tested yet. So the thing is that Manchester United made the game easy for Liverpool, without a shadow of a doubt. They made it easier. If Man United were more competitive, the game is not. The game doesn't end 3-0 to Liverpool. It just doesn't. But for me, Arne Slot, as a new manager, so far tactically, has had more progression and success in team or player response to his instructions, and he's only been here for 3 games. Ten Hag is in his 3rd season, and players have responded more to what Arne Slot has said in 3 games than any player has responded tactically to Ten Hag in 2 seasons and 3 games, which is, quite frankly honest, unforgivable. That Ten Hag has not actually got player response at all from anybody.
Yeah. I mean, the problem is what I see with Ten Hag is, we know obviously he's a fairly decent manager, but what you got to realise, you're coming to the Premier League, you have to make adjustments, like, for instance, the managers going to foreign countries and making adjustments because the league is completely different. And unfortunately, with some of the players that Ten Hag's brought into Man United, full well, as a traditionalist, they're not Man United players. They would never fit in the old days. There's no way they'll ever fit into that kind of regime. Even in even youth level, they wouldn't even fit into that kind of standard. So when you got what it now, I mean, would you say, Fuzzy? I mean, is this? You can't say this is like the new face of Manchester United with what they're bringing in, because it's not going to get where you want it to be. I mean, not being funny, it's like, I mean, I'm just going to relate to this one because it kind of falls into the same kind of way with Arsenal with like Anthony. Why are some of our fans so arrogant, or is it delusion and ignorance? We've not been top dogs for 20 years. The way they chat about our manager and players is if we're prima Barca. Have modesty, and this is the problem, isn't it? I mean, when you think about it, your 2 clubs were rivals. But you've both basically kind of fallen by the wayside. All right, we've seen a progression with Arsenal where they're contenders, but we know full well they're still 2 players short to get it over the line, and that's where their problem is. And it's probably going to be another year where, if they, we know obviously the transfer window, Anthony alluded to that already, was shy for them. You've brought some players in, we've brought players in, but obviously for West Ham's point of view, we're a completely different beast compared to used to. But when you look at two kind of what were classed as being top 6 sides, top 4 sides, it's literally mind-boggling that fans still look as if what happened in the past, they still like it now. In this case, well, obviously not. If that was the case, you ought to be 20 odd years plus waiting for a trophy to come through, in the thing, and a proper one, not the kind of winning your own cup. So when you look at something like that, it's look.
It's just with both of our clubs. At some point, at some stage in our club histories, trophies took a back seat. At least with our club, we heard it from the horse, straight from the horse's mouth, that it doesn't matter what happens on the pitch. We can be financially sustainable with market success by brand deals and stuff. I mean, Ed Woodward literally said, well, it doesn't really matter whether we win trophies on the pitch anymore. It doesn't, as long as we get all the good market deals, brand deals, sponsorships, and that merchandising of the club is really good, then we can be absolutely fine. And I'm surprised that with any other club fan base out there in Europe, you hear those sort of comments. They're down wherever it is that Woodward is, wherever it is the CEO is, they'll find him. They'll bring him out into light. Literally, they'll light torches and everything. They'll go find it and say, well, this is what you get for trying to commercialize our club and take away the whole purpose of the football club, which is the soul of the football club, which is being a football club, having a football team. So, the seconds that it becomes the case that your club goes to backseating trophies or the need for trophies, and Arsenal have done this without actually saying it officially, that like merchandising success seems to have taken a forefront of importance to Arsenal. Henceforth, season ticket prices, the ballot system and everything. We want you to spend this amount of money. This is more important to us than what happens on the football pitch, because we want you to be the fan that doesn't care if we actually win or lose, but you're just in love with this club, unconditionally. And that's what it is. Unconditional. At least with Arsenal fans, you can say, well, they've got an unconditional love for their club, right? Passion, right? But it's misplaced. It's genuinely misplaced, because that's what clubs do to take advantage of it. Whereas high standards with football fans, they could care less about going to the stadium for a home game and spending hundreds of pounds. They couldn't give less of a shit about that.
Of course not.
All they want is to go to the ground and support their team. When they do well, you vocalize your praise for them. They respond to that. They say, we've done a good job. But when they have not done so well, you boo them. You give them slack. They hear that, they respond to it. We weren't good enough today. We've got to fix up. You don't go to the Emirates, right, and get booed off at half time if Arsenal played like absolute wank. It would never happen. Never happen. Yep. And that, even if it's the case that Arsenal were, like, for example, 4-0 down at half time, you probably wouldn't get booed off. You generally probably wouldn't get booed off.
Our fans will walk off. They'll walk out the stadium if they were 4-0.
Yeah, they're probably, instead of actually vocalising.
We never do that.
You sure about that? I've got a picture to prove it.
No, yeah.
I've got a picture that proves it.
Paddy's asking you, Fuzzy, did you see that interview with Ten Hag? When the reporter roasted him, that could have been a scene from On Alan Partridge. Yeah.
Well, yeah, what was it? A bloody the reporter asked you, I can't remember what question it was, but I think it was to do with like how this season's going versus like Manchester City or something, or like comparisons to other clubs, and how he comes out swinging, saying, "I feel sorry for you. We're second behind Man City for most trophies won since I've been here. It's like, but man, even if you have 1-2 trophies, or won the most amount or second most amount of trophies since being in charge of Manchester United versus everybody else in the league, the thing is that you don't hang yourself up on that. You don't hang yourself up on that. As a progressive manager that looks forward, you say, okay, cool, I won Carabao Cup in my first season, cool. Won FA Cup second season, cool. So Europa League it is this season. Pushing for a Premier League, that's caused some upsets. But you don't look at what your history is. You don't care about your history. You just don't care. The only thing that matters to you is what's happening for me and this football club tomorrow. What's happening tomorrow? What's going to happen tomorrow? And the day after that, and the day after that. That comes from managers that actually are successful. They don't wait or read up on the history and sit there dwelling on it, right?
Yeah.
They're always thinking to be 2 steps ahead. Pep Guardiola is as successful as he is, not just because he gets all the transfers and the clubs back him religiously, but he also thinks about being 2 steps ahead of everybody else.
Well, Damien's put it here for you, mate. Look, Arne Slot broke down Ten Hag's technical weaknesses in 90 seconds flat, basically. That's what he's alluding to. And this is the thing. I mean, everyone thought about Slot, who is this bloke? We don't really know much about him, but he's fine-tuning Liverpool at the moment. They're looking pretty decent. Look, Arne Slot destroyed Ten Hag. Janata has it, and Arne Slot did the smart thing and kept them the same because it works. Yeah, it's very true, yeah. And James is saying, what's worrying for you is that Liverpool were in second gear.
No, they could have been in first gear. The fact is that they decided, you know what, we won't make this a 6 or 7 or 8-0 game in the second half. We'll calm it down. It's a long season, guys. The fact is that Liverpool decided, because it was early stages of the season, we won't push ourselves too hard here. In what Premier League game does that happen, where a team decides we won't push ourselves? We'll conserve the energy now. We're in a comfortable position. We don't have to do all of this. We can literally throw the game to them, and we're not in danger. That's the reality of the situation. Is that Ten Hag was not just tactically outclassed. Arne Slot made Ten Hag his bitch. I heard he's still walking the dog around Old Trafford, apparently. So still doing laps around Old Trafford, and Ten Hag's on the leash.
Top 3 will be City, Liverpool, and Spurs.
No. I'd say you disagree. I know he's having a laugh at you, but I'll be honest with you. I think Tottenham were absolutely poor against Newcastle. Newcastle dominated them. They only got their goal because Dan Burns scored a bloody goal.
Yes.
Let's be honest. If they play like that against Arsenal, I know, but trouble is though, everybody's talking about Declan Rice, and don't get me wrong, we know he's against the North London derby, but listen, one man don't make a team.
No.
11 players make a team, so whether it's going to be Jorginho, all right, and therefore I say it, Zinchenko in midfield, or whoever he's going to play. Personally, I think he should change formation in that game, but I feel Arsenal still got that bit of more of an edge than what Tottenham's got.
Yeah. Is that why in the relegation it's down to geography? Good coach. Yeah. Happy about saying Liverpool are only a couple of inches away from a drop down the table, in my opinion. Ooh. Mind you saying that, we're going to talk about the West Ham City game in a minute, and also when you think about that one, I mean, at the end of the day, if all the goals are coming through Haaland, what happens if he gets injured?
They've still got backups there too. They got players. I mean, look at that season when who was it? It was like injured, and Pep he was playing Kevin De Bruyne up front, and he scored about 20 league goals, didn't he, in that season? So, and they went on to win the league. So no matter even if Haaland gets injured, they've still got players. It's like what I said. They've got a team A, B, and C. And with Haaland, I'll be honest with you, that guy, he's a machine. He's an absolute machine. I didn't expect him to score an actually against yourselves team, but obviously he did. But I mean, fair play to him. Especially on about Arsenal there as well. Somebody brought up in the chat 20 years. 21. And next year it'll be 22 and then 23. Because Mikel Arteta, personally, I can't see Mikel Arteta taking us the next step. I've said it, I've called it. He can only take us as far as he can. And I'll be honest with you, with this poor transfer window we had, we said everybody should be happy. This is going to be a good window, very exciting. There wasn't nothing in that, you know.
Yeah.
There was nothing exciting in that transfer window.
No.
And it's the matter of fact that a manager of a football team and a chief executive of Edu can actually come out and broadcast live, lies to Arsenal fans.
Yeah.
They're liars. They're born liars, them two. And the quicker they two are at the club, the better. People goes on about the Cronkies. Hell, the Cronkies is backed Mikel Arteta. 850 million. I mean, all right, he won an FA Cup, and I said whose team that was. 20% was Unai Emery's, 80% was Arsene Wenger's. He won a trophy under that team. Got rid of them, spent 850 million, got his own team. What's he won? He can't win nothing with his own team. So it just proves in the pudding that Mikel Arteta is no good for the Arsenal job. He's not. He's not up to it. It's too much of a big job for him. So, I mean, for Arsenal fans and these deluded channels like AFC being one of them, you know, why? I just don't get it. And you look at it, when the transfer window's finished now, we're worse off than what it was before it was bloody finished. We've lost more depth.
Yeah.
Haven't we? We've lost more. We've got less depth in the squad. We're one injury away with Kai Havertz, right? If he gets injured, who are we going to play up front then? Jesus is injured. We saw that in the Ketia. Who's he going to play up front? Is it going to be Trossard? Is it going to be Martinelli in that role? Is it a possibility? Could it be Suppy be playing up front?
Possibly, you know, because now you've got Sterling. You never know, mate. You never know.
Yeah.
I mean, funny you're saying about Edu and stuff like that. I mean, I've left this one starred because I'm happy I'm put here. You know, we really have brought in some hunks this window. I swear, Steidon must be gay, but because this man Steidon, what he's brought in for West Ham over the 2 seasons now, and this window especially. As I said to you before, it's the case of we've backed Lopetegui, and what this man's kind of done. I say, waiting to see Tadibo get a full game, but you know, literally, you can say this bloke can walk on water at the moment because whatever he kind of goes for, you know, we had a little bit of blip at the beginning of the window, but I think you can agree, Anthony. How many players I said it was now we got, Anthony? Just can't remember if I reminded you enough or not.
10, isn't it?
I think, yeah. So when
But
you look
the way you finished last season, I understand why you needed to sign 10 players because where you finished last season, it might this is what it needs to be. I'm not taking a mick or anything.
No, it's about kicking on.
Yeah. So I mean, I got you down for 6th or 7th. You know, at the end of this season. So you know, I think that's fair enough. But a lot of that thing depends on your manager because your manager has been known to walk out if it doesn't go right. Or things didn't go his way. You've seen it him do that with Wolves, you know. So it's like what I said. So that's the way how it is. If he does go, if he does walk away and it doesn't go, who do you reckon you'll get in next to replace him? I mean, Graham Potter, that could be a good shout.
You never know, mate. It could be their kind of thing. Yeah, hopefully not Ten Hag. You know, that'd be the thing. James is saying, problem with today's club supporters is they align themselves with the personalities of the club rather than the club itself. Because of the image and hype, it makes them feel all warm and fuzzy.
Are you warm and fuzzy, Fuzz?
I'm just horny.
Oh, fuck.
We call that horny around these parts. But I'll tell you something that's not quite fuzzy right now. Is bloody
Man United relegation.
Is bloody what's his face? Jadon Sancho's comments. Have you seen his comments about his decision to join Chelsea was because of the manager.
Wow, really?
He said, right. I knew it had to be the manager for me. I knew Maresca from when I was at Man City when he was with Pep. Here's the thing, Jaden. We know you're trying to get on the fans' good side, but please get your facts right before you comment. That Jadon Sancho departed Manchester City in 2017. Enzo Maresca joined Manchester City's coaching staff in 2020. So have you been FaceTiming Enzo whilst you were out in Dortmund? Or whilst you were at United? Is that what you've been doing, Jaden?
True. Lawrence is also saying as well, Fuzzy, was it 2 years ago that Man United fans were walking out of the stadium at half-time asking for a friend?
We were.
Yeah. Well, United fans walking out. I mean, bloody hell, players walking out as well. And people making excuses for them. I mean, pretty sure there's some fans say, Casemiro or Clasemiro, they'll call it him, saying, oh yeah, he's our best player. He's our best player. Got Casemiro back, guys. Yeah, no, the guy really, really doesn't want to be here. Like, worst performance probably this season, and it's only the third game of the season from Casemiro, and the guy walked down the tunnel and was not on the bench for the second half.
Wow.
So Ronaldo walked down the tunnel and he was ostracised by the club.
Yes.
I mean, come on.
Yeah. Standards again. Standards. Damien saying, do you think Man United will upset Southampton on the weekend?
Yeah.
Not a fucking chance.
Pepsi saying Southgate happens soon. And there is a question here from the Yeti for you. Fuzzy question is, if Van Nistelrooy next manager, and who do you think about another legend possibly being hung out to dry? Sorry, what do you think about another legend possibly being hung out to dry?
Well, at the end of the day, for me, it's another choice of the next managerial person who's going to be an employee to the club. So I'll base my liking for them as a manager. I mean, how I perceive them as players, as legends for the club, well, as players, it's like I still love Ollie as a player for what he did for the club, right? As that's his legendary status for the club. As a manager, just no, please never ever tie Ollie to Man United as manager ever again. But for Ruud van Nistelrooy, it's one of those where it's like it probably most likely won't work out, but the club will opt for that in the sense that it's a cheaper option, right? Rather than having to go maybe buy out somebody else's contract. And the demands for salary are probably quite low. I think the interesting thing is that if Ruud does take over, if he actually gets the team playing better football or actually has an identifiable way of playing, because I mean the way in which PSV were playing in the Eredivisie was also considered, good football. So is there something that carries over in that sense? In terms of being hung out to dry by the club, one thing that I would say that I'm more interested in seeing managers like Ruud actually take on the job is that the support structure for the guys that work above the manager is way more professional and way more football orientated than a couple of bankers that you would probably find as the husbands on an episode of Desperate Housewives. Like guys like John Murta and Dan Ashworth, I mean, they're worlds apart, the polar opposites. John Murta is the sort that goes around bitching in text messages about somebody like bloody Ralph Rangnick, for example. I'm pretty sure that John Murta got his knickers in a twist because he felt threatened that Ralph Rangnick had more ambitions and would be seen as a person that would be valuable to Manchester United Football Club if he took the upstairs positions. Instead, they said, well, I think Ten Hag, instead of having him serve above you when you come in, I think we should get rid of him because I think he sounds like a bit of trouble. So, of course, Ten Hag's going to go, well, I'll trust in what you say. Let's get rid of him. So, yeah, Ralph Rangnick, everyone says, but he was a crap manager. He was a crap manager. That's got nothing to do with how good they are in the backroom staff. It's got nothing to do. There can be the worst manager of all time, get a club relegated, move upstairs, but then sign every player that's the perfect fit for the club for the next manager, and then they get promoted again. Like things like that can happen. They're completely different professionalisms. So for me, I'd be intrigued to see what Roots does, having this sort of structure above him and how they choose to operate. And I think just in how everyone conducts themselves, without it being jobs for the boys, and without it being essentially people just sitting around collecting wages, getting into their cliques and talking shit about each other behind each other's backs. How about everyone wants to win or has to win, or you face consequences for not winning? How about reviving that DNA from a football club's perspective? How losing is meant to have consequences. That's what doesn't happen at Manchester United. You don't.
Yeah.
You don't. What did happen? You don't lose. Awfully, and then just no, it's fine. So I can look at the pictures that were taken from Sunday's game, and I already know that Ten Hag is probably very not far off the sack. I mean, Sir Jim Ratcliffe is the first owner we've had since before the Glazers took over. That losing 3-0 to Liverpool, or losing to Liverpool, watching how we were playing, he was head and hands. He was embarrassed, like a co-owner of a football club, embarrassed. I think he probably.
You could see it visibly on his face as well, couldn't you? You can actually see it visibly on his face.
I can guarantee you, a part of him was wanting to pick up the phone and just say, "This is fucking shit." Get him in at half time and tell him, or get him in at full time and just tell him to take his P45 and fuck off. Seriously, get him out of here. Seriously, I genuinely think a part of Sir Jim Ratcliffe was probably thinking that when he was watching that.
Well, I think you're right. You're saying. I think it's a couple of more games, and I think they'll act quicker than you think, because you can't afford to lose any more. Basically, if that's the case from there. But we're just going to move on to this question, and then we're going to go on to the West Ham City game. Paddy's asking, here's a question for Early Doors and Anthony. When you were kids, how much chat was there amongst fans about, say, market sustainability, FFP, profit margins?
No,
never.
I think the only thing that was talked about was my club was richer than yours, and I think there was. I'm going back in the late 80s, early 90s kind of thing. Who British clubs were the richest and all this kind of stuff. I think that's
even in my early days, and not too long ago, like a couple of decades ago, or somewhere around about the sort of 20, like it was about the sort of time when PSR was introduced into the game. Just before then, most of the club chat was about, well, you buy your way to league success, or you bought the league. Like people were trying to use that as an insult towards other fans to say, oh, you bought your position, you bought your league position. I was like, well, sorry that we've got more money than you and we spend it.
That's the truth.
Sorry,
the truth.
West Ham was more richer than Arsenal.
No, I think back in the I think I remember rightly, there was a thing that it was mid 80s, early 90s, and West Ham were the third richest club in the UK.
Yeah.
So that's when you had the Cairns owned the club. So they had always had the nickname, short arms and long pockets, because they didn't like spending. Simple as that,
Yeah.
basically. But yeah, I mean, but now it's a completely kettle of fish. But let's go on to this now. I mean, obviously, no defender can stop Haaland. What was your outlook of the City, the West Ham City game?
Johnny Evans can.
Do you know what, Sam? I watched the game, and even though you went 1-0 down, and then you pulled it back to 1-0, I thought in that first half, I thought West Ham played some decent stuff. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
And then I think within the second half, I think you tried for about 10, 15 minutes, and then you just took your foot off the accelerator, basically. And then, as we know, that goal scoring machine up front, Haaland, bangs in a bloody hat trick. So I thought. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think you did give him a game. I think we did give him a game, but I got to be honest with you. I feel obviously the win was obviously going to be due with Man City. So. But I mean, fair play to West Ham and what you've done within that game. I just feel I would like to see some more of your signings come in. I know you changed the team around a little bit, but I feel if we could see a little bit more of your signing. I want to tell you something. What in the hell what's happening with Footrug? I don't know.
I don't know, mate, because it's an interesting one, isn't it? I mean, because obviously, as I said to you before, I'm assuming that what Lopetegui was doing first of all was giving the old guard their chance, And if he was, fair play to him, because at least he's we know we've got these signings, and you think about any player sees all these players coming in, you must think to yourself, well, that's my position. Fuck, basically, I'm going to be replaced by this one. I'm sure that's going to be the case. And then you find out that the team sheet comes in. Well, fuck me, I'm on the name. I'm on the sheet.
Riker's been fucked by the other striker.
Exactly. But it's a fact that when you look at a lot going on Saturday's game, when Antonio got subbed, you see the kind of contempt in his face, like, "What, me? I'm being subbed again," kind of thing. It's like, well, yeah, you've got to realise your time is at some point will be limited this season.
Yeah.
Evening, Nick. Yeah, Fuzz has been using my fuck rug. It's definitely a case of that, and I want to see Fulkrug played a bit more, because when you think about it, if you don't kind of get that going on, how long is the player suddenly going to be tapping on the manager's door? I want to, I want to be playing football, boss. That's what you signed me for. Where I've come from, that I was scoring goals. Now I'm sitting on I'm just keeping the bench warm.
Yeah.
Morning, David. How are you doing? Australia's panel and chat. Coming you Spurs, you're saying? Yeah, it is. It's one of those. I mean, I like the fact that I'm only assuming if that was the case, if he is giving the old players a chance to kind of prove themselves, then fair play. But there's going to be a point when you sign all those players, because for me at the moment, you got kind of food for options when it comes to attacking, because you've got Somerville, you've got Bowen, you've got Kudos, even Paqueta. I mean, Paqueta wasn't exactly great on Saturday, but it's looking at the fact of what options you have. I could drop Antonio if I wanted to, not start Fulkrug, which doesn't help either. And I can then, if I wanted to, either put Kudos or Bowen up top, put Somerville play out on the left, and I've got more of an attacking style. It's one of those, but I'm sure there's going to be a situation between these two. I mean, Fuzzy just got saying here, so let's put up there. Gary Neville ignored his brother Phil Neville and didn't even look at him when they play for different clubs. Now we have players taking photos with Rovers after a humiliating loss. The sport is gone. This is true. Yeah. That's when you actually used to play for people.
Between Man United and Everton, right? And these guys, they just don't give a fuck. Like, for 90 minutes, they hate each other.
Yeah, that's what it should be about.
Nothing more They want nothing more than to beat whoever else is standing beside them in the tunnel. As it. Now, everyone's bloody turning it into 50 Shades of Grey before the match, at halftime, and then after the game.
Yep. Yep, that's
a
true.
couple of real officials there as well. None of the pansies you see today.
Yeah.
So
this is true.
Football, everybody. We're back in a time where even if it was a mid-table game or for a mid-table team, for 90 minutes, it was all about your club. The other team, they were dead to
5 a.m. Yeah, exactly. I mean, and this is the problem. You've seen it in the Arsenal games, all laughing and joking with each other afterwards, kind of thing. It's like you just lost, and you're and all that. Nah. I thought about sending the challenge question. No worries, mate. No worries. Send it in early on Sunday if you can, mate. We'll try and get it organised then. You expect 10 p.m. and bedtime, yeah. Give the likes and please chat. Let's try to put a smile on Fuzzy's chops. It's true.
That's enough to put a smile on my chops.
Bourbon biscuits.
Yeah,
not sure if I could smile if I was a United fan or fan. It's true. But I mean, when you look at the first goal, Emerson's at fault. Everyone's kind of blaming Paqueta first of all, and it's only when you analyse it you can see that basically, it's definitely the case that Emerson was at fault for the pass, and Paqueta kind of can't latch onto it. And then literally it was like the parting of the seas, and Haaland's an easy stroke of the ball, and it's in the back of the net. But yeah, as you said, Anthony, at least we did get back into the game. And I like the first 5 minutes, and I'll say 5 minutes. It was the fact that we did actually kind of put a bit of pressure on City. And they were a little bit rattled. So it's good to see that, because it kind of gives you, what could possibly be in the next couple of games if they start working right. I mean, as Damien said there, training. Lopetegui seems happy in training. He's just introduced Sola to the boys, so it's looking good. It's looking good at West Ham at the moment. Big up Adama. Never mind the good, the bad, etc. God, you are bad and ugly. I wouldn't be at all. It was part of the community service order. The judge obviously wanted to punish me as severely as he could. As always, mate, a pleasure seeing you. Crumbly State Board Manager, crap owners, yeah. Fuzzy trying to make it sense, fair play, yeah. Evening, Colin. Good evening, Tony and Hot Fuzz. Can't wait to see what Stetson would do in January. That's true. And sorry, I made the mistake when I said Moyes and no, I played for Air. It was actually Morton. Mate, thank you, bro. Thanks for correcting yourself. Yeah, Moyes. You're saying, Ralphie. Tony, is it just me, or have you lost more head hair than usual? Bit of a shave, mate. Bit of a shave, just to kind of keep the breeze going, basically. Big up to TJ1 TV. Big up Tony patting the panel. Good to see you, TJ. Put all's well. Thank you.
I don't think you shaved it all off, TJ. I can see 3 strands. Poking up.
He's
dangling down from the stadium. That is, Annie. That's nothing to do with me. Look,
right. That's aerodynamic tips from Formula One teams, aero departments, to try and get him to walk 0.01 miles per hour faster, less air resistance.
She's moving far. I'm getting there, Trip. Yeah. So, I mean, the second goal for Haaland. I mean, this just shows you what this player is capable of doing. When you think about it, he received it with one foot, just laid it into the next one, and he just literally stroked for the ball. But the power behind it was unbelievable. I mean, that man is an absolute beast. De Boer got sacked up to 4 games. Hopefully, 10 I can match that this year. I mean, how many goals do you think this bloke's going to score?
What, Haaland?
Yeah.
I mean, even
3 games, scored 1 in the first game.
Yes, Henry, I can.
And 2 hat tricks. 2 hat tricks in a row.
Yep.
Still got another 35 games.
He'll have a better season this season than last season. I think he scored, what was it, around about 20, 25, 27 goals last season. Haaland, I think to be honest with you, I think you get about 30. I reckon you score 30 plus goals this season. 35, I'll put it down to easily.
He'll probably get something like 60 goals in all comps this season.
Wow.
Probably.
I mean,
But as
Well,
yet,
I mean-
it's a striker's job not to score now, apparently.
Well, put it this way, right? It's 60 goals in all comps.
that's true.
It's a very tall target, right? Very, very tall target. But figuratively speaking, it's only been through
Big up Marshall
games
Chelsea FC.
already down to 53 more goals.
Yeah.
I mean, as you said, whatever way you do it, I think the difference being this season compared to last season, because you think there are certain games where similar balls are played through, and I don't know, maybe it's the injury or he just weren't feeling it because he wasn't scoring, he wasn't taking the opportunities. But this season, he's more clinical. But then if you look at the whole of the City team in certain respects, and you've got to think, Rodri wasn't even on the bench, or didn't even come on, really.
Yeah.
Didn't need to.
Yeah.
Didn't need to. But when you think about it, there's still him to come on. I mean, obviously, he put Gundogan on. I mean, Grealish enjoyed himself like silly, really, out on the left for City. He had tons of opportunities, from there.
Yeah.
David say, my honest opinion, we shouldn't have been so defensive. Could have got away with playing Paqueta deeper. Kudus as the 10. Yeah, I agree on that, Damien. I think that was the problem. I think he was obviously hoping that, he could try and contain and then on the counter. But we're not that clever yet. We've still got these players. We've still got to get these players to gel. That's the other thing as well.
Yeah.
And then even then, when you think, we had to replace the keeper because Areola injured his back by all accounts, and on come Fabianski. And there's a little dink over him. But then saying that, kudos his effort. Cannons off the post. Would have made it a bit interesting if that got in. So it was good to see that we didn't, royally kind of bend over and let City roger the crap out of us. 3-1, obviously, you could say City deserved, but if you look at it from, from a watching as a neutral, do you think it was a 3-1 game or different? Yeah, it's true.
I think it did look like a 3-1 game, to be honest with you. I mean, you said earlier, Tone, about Arsenal. You reckon Arsenal too signs away for doing something. I don't think they are. I think they're more than 2 signs away. I look at our bench now. Our bench is even weaker than what it was. Yeah, I mean the players we've got. I don't think they're step up to the plate. And the signings we brought in, well, bloody hell. Don't get me wrong. I mean, Martinelli's like a lost soul right there. I keep saying this, and he's dipped in form, and he's dipped quite a bit, in my opinion. But he's missing that Chiarantini behind him. So, I mean, Chiarantini's back at Arsenal. He's injured.
Even Jez.
Big up, Jez. He's not gonna be playing Chiarantini when he comes back from injury. Why not give Cauliflower a go? Give him a run out. Calafiori, just see what he can do. Because in all fairness, I know it's like having a new player in with both Timber and Calafiori, but I mean, we've played Timber. A lot of people, Arsenal fans, have said, "Oh, they won't swap the team around. They'll keep the team how it is." So obviously, we've got to, think of who we've got to put in the midfield to replace Declan Rice for that North London derby. But I just feel like just play Calafiori left back, see what he's got to offer, and we've probably played Jorginho. That's the only options that we really got. And see if he can, up the pace. Is that overlapping? The Chiarantini used to do that. I said it on a number of shows, and we haven't got that at left back. So we need something. We need a left back with pace, so to help out Martinelli and get him more involved in the bloody game. Because if not, I'll tell you the truth now. I think Martinelli. I think he might be. If you don't hurry up and progress, I think he might be gone in January or by the end of this season.
Wow, it will be interesting to see that.
Yeah.
Just put that comment out there. Damon said about the striker situation with us. He says, "You're not sure it will." I think Antonio still starts. And Falk covers when he fades. Just my opinion. It's not a bad shout, actually. I mean, like, you know, Antonio doesn't look too bad at the moment, but then maybe it's because of Falk being there. It's that competition, which is, again, something that we're not used to from the last couple of seasons. We've actually got a bench and we've got players that we can look to actually come on and make a change. So it's a good shout, Damien. I think that could be the case. But hopefully, when it comes to the cup games, we box clever and let Falkirk start and Antonio in the reverse. Let's hope so. And is your friend, one of your other relations, short arms, deep pockets, Herbert. Tight, don't get me started. My turn around and suddenly I'm nowhere to be seen. Roar!
I always buy a fucking rain. Don't you worry about that.
Yeah, saying West Ham looked really good when they were going at Chile. Yeah, we did, mate. I mean, it was good to see it. You know, I'm looking forward to what's going to be coming with West Ham. And Tony and Falk are both mature enough to share the role of centre forward across the season. Let's hope so. I know Antonio is not going to be giving it up. That's for sure. You know, he'll fight out for the end. Matt's saying, in fact, we'll probably give it until January and then say, "Hey, boss, play me or let me go." Probably true. So there. So to each other. Damien saying front three of Somerville, Bowen, and Kudus still strong. Definitely. It'd be nice to see that. And Damien's also saying front three of Paqueta, Bowen, and Kudus was strong last season. True. And it's good to see, like, you know, Alvarez kind of getting in there as well. Arsenal should be more big chairs. I sense another season of stress for you coming up. Keep landing on the wrong ones. Look decent to be honest, Damien. Yeah, I think he does. Yeah, I think he's seems to be building up a good relationship with the players. Paddy saying, in fact, Roger's a target man, right? Yes, definitely. Does that suit West Ham's style of play, or is he just going to stay a tool in the toolbox, say a pipe cutter you once used in a while? Glad I have it, but that's it. I think the problem we've got there, Paddy, is obviously we've got a new manager. So it depends what style of football he's looking to play with the team. But ideally, yeah, you want to use him to his strength. I mean, lucky enough, we haven't got Moyes, because if that was the case, then it'd be another striker we're literally wasting, like we did with Skamaka and Haller.
He's like a ball of electrical tape. You ain't going to fucking use it, are you, really? But, yeah.
yeah. And then when you do go to find it, you can't find it for love nor money.
Yeah, that's right.
You know the one day. David said that would be me and my brother before a game. We played each other, I bet. Yeah. Old Neville's, yeah, rivalry, mate, as always. Yeah, absolutely. You know, friends afterwards, but enemies on the pitch. Trip saying the big gaffer wasn't going to be happy if I say Neville greeting his brother. Oh yeah, it wouldn't start the next game, that's for sure. Only time I tell Paddy. Yeah. Nick saying, I think Lopetegui. Sorry, mate. Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
as a manager, I wouldn't dare see one of my players, if I was serious about winning a football match for 90 minutes and be a better team. I for sure will not want to see my players being besties and taking selfies and crap like that with the opposition, and especially if you're playing for a rival club. I would not want to see you trying to love tap each other in the tunnel. I'd want to see you balling up your fists ready to punch their lights out, but keep it to your feet. And whatever you do outside, away from the game, that's up to you. Different. It's entirely up to you.
For me, it's just like the goalkeepers. I don't care if it's air play or what. You punch the lights out to get that ball away.
Yeah.
Nick saying, I think Lopetegui wanted Fuckrock for a completely different striker option rather than bringing him in to start most games. He's intent on rotating between Antonio and Fuckrock. Not a bad shout. I mean, it's good.
Is it a pressure thing? Fuckrock. Is he more?
No, he holds up the ball pretty well. He's supposed to be quite good at holding the ball up in that. But at the same point, he can ping it. He can put it in the. He's got a good old shot in him as well. So he offers something a little bit different. But I think he's one of those late developers as well, isn't he?
Right, like Fuzzy. Yeah, I get it. It's so fun.
I like how it's become so casual that we've just taken to calling him fuckrug now. It's not Fulcrum.
Well, no, I think that's what it'll be, isn't it? Colin's saying, but Tony, if Ireland was playing for us, would you have doubt that we would have won? Or here some of you are not happy because he's not getting game time. Yeah, definitely. If he was staying, we would definitely win with him in, banging the goals in. And I would be as well. You had named player of the season for Leeds, and you come to West Ham, and okay, it is a different kind of level in that respects, but still, you're not getting game time. Of course, you're going to be unhappy. I mean, look, players at the end of the day, they're trying to play, but for someone like Somerville's standard, and hopefully you start tapping on that door soon. Baldy locks of the free hairs. Holland is unreal. That run to break our line as well. Yeah, Damien, I mean, that was just good build-up play from City, then bam, goal. For me, I say when you look at the first goal, the fact that Keelman and Mavropanos just parted the waves and he just ran through the middle. Yeah, I mean, like Matt's saying, look, 50 at least for Haaland this season. Yeah. I went to bed testing in dreams to buy a new bed ahead of my move on Monday. I can't wait. Nice, Nick. Good. And I found out a lot of player talks, meets and greets happen when I'm moving in too. Brilliant. Yeah, it's going to be good. And he's saying, if you look at United strikers, you can believe they're not there to score goals. Which is true.
Yeah.
DeCanio was coming to Walton on the Nays. Let us know the date, mate. It'll be interesting. Yeah, you're well, bro. They're saying hello to each other. That's good. And Ty, Arsenal fan. Hello, early doors. How you going, Ty? Hope you're keeping well. Damon said, in reference to my comment about being less defensive against City, I think Haaland would have probably still been the difference. He's levels, Damien. He's levels above most people when you think about it. He is absolute levels. 3-1 was fair. Well on Ty. 3-1 was harsh. Fair. Ty for AFTV is here. Oh dear. Bed testing so much fun. I did it also on Monday. Nice. Anthony, in your heart, who do you think is the most likely to happen? Ipswich top 10 or Arsenal to win the Prem and not City?
Ipswich top 10. I can't see it. I can't see Arsenal winning the Prem under this guy. We're too weak. We've got no depth. We've got nothing. I reckon if Arsenal's got to win the Premier League, I'm saying this out now. I'm saying we've got to sign. I reckon we're 8 players short easily.
8 players, bloody hell, man.
Yeah, the bench is weak. Honest to God, the bench is weak, and sending Fabio Vieira out on loan, sending the Smith Rowe, Nelson's gone to Fulham. You know what I mean? We got nothing there. We got nothing up front. We haven't got a 20-goal striker. We don't know what to do with our left back because it seems like we're playing Timber and then Calafiore, Cauliflower, he comes on in the last 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And then Martinelli comes off in 65th minute. Trossard comes on. It's predictable. Mikel Arteta hasn't got a plan B, let alone a fucking plan A. He just hasn't. He's got nothing. The guy's useless. I mean, in all fairness, if he had put a condom on, he wouldn't know how to do it unless it come with instructions. Let's be honest.
Yeah, it's true, mate. Yeah. Diva looks good in training today after a bit of shakes up. That's good to hear, Damien. I like that. I want to see him start, actually. We're just saying it. You like Jimmy or here going on? No shit, it must be like not getting relegated. True, agree. Yep. Matt, when Fuckwit goes on a scoring streak, Antonio hardly play. Yeah, that's true. Hopefully, well, I think it'd be good to see the pair of them pushing each other to get goals. That's what you want to see as well. I'm just trying to make Anthony happy. Yeah,
you do, mate.
It's the red side of heaven. Absolutely, yeah. Just like same as Forest. Yeah, it's going to take a while to gel, and that's the good thing about it as well. Evening, by the way, all evening pain as well. Good. Fighting to the end, like Fuzzy fighting off Donna. Colin saying, Tony, do you remember the striker we signed from Ayr that John Lyle got, and he scored 13 or 14 goals in 16 games? We went to sell him because he couldn't settle. God, what was his name again? Bloody hell. I know the geezer you're on about as well. I can see his face. Name, though. I'm bloody useless on that sometimes. God, who the bloody hell? That's going to make me think now. Last time I saw Holland on the telly, my mother walked into the room. She said, watching his celebration, who's that horrible man with his fish lips? Oh, yeah. I was going to say that as well, Paddy. Took out he looks like the creature from the Black Lagoon. Jesus. Thanks, Mama. And she's saying good night all as well. Thanks, Mama. Thanks for being in as always. Pleasure.
It's already been 2 hours, I was saying.
Yeah, getting there. Yeah. Again, yeah. If Anthony goes any further away from the camera, does he look like a Doos? Does he look like a Doos or a Fraggle Rock? That's brilliant. Great show, guys. Thanks, yeah, appreciate that, mate. Listen to this stuff. That's good here. I'm glad it's us, mate, because I know you've had a bit of a problem, mate, recently. So hope you're well, mate. That's good. Took me right. I'm listening to this top chat. We will go on to the table soon to see who's been moving around, who's kind of been doing well on the predictor, or maybe a Muppet for the TV Stingray. Yeah, the old Aquaman. Damien's saying, fuck Saldo, he's done an interview with his club today. Brilliant. I did see a little snippet of that, so it's good. Richard's saying, brothers in football, I remember fucking kicking fuck out of my brother playing football. Didn't like looking at his shaved legs. It was a 95 season.
I used to run rings, mind you. Okay, I'll tell you what.
Good night, mate.
If he was a professional footballer, he'd be offside with VAR with his tits. Jesus.
Oh man. Nick's saying it's what Tony said, but Tony's the type of striker to run the channels more and play centrally less. Fuck, we play centrally more and runs the channels way less. That's true. Night Yeti. They're saying like, oh no, how are you? And Night Yeti. Which is the best TV service, Sky, Virgin, or BT? Well,
none of them. They're all bollocks. I've been with all of them, and they're all crap.
Special Shemmels in Frinton next to Walton on the Naze in October too. You want me to send me the info? Yeah, please, mate. Thanks, appreciate that. Imagine when Ireland reaches his peak. Oh yeah, that's a great shout, Matt. Because when you think about it, Jesus Christ,
24.
Yes, he's not even peak, is he?
No, I think it's 27 from April player, isn't it? So
yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. 24 years.
Don't let it get to you, Henry. Really, don't let it get to you. Colin saying Tony will give a full Krug a chance, but it won't work out. And like you said, sorry, Tony will give Fuckrug a chance, but
that's better.
It won't work out. And Anthony, like us, do you think you need a striker, Sandy Clark?
Yeah, we do need a striker. We need a striker, and bad. Hopefully, we'll get one in January, but I can't see it coming. I think we've had a 4 transfer window in August, and we'll get another 4 when again. It wouldn't surprise me if we get what's his name, the Chelsea winger.
Sterling, you already got him?
No, not Sterling. The other one, the one that was coming to us. Oh, Modric, that's the one. He makes a price to Arsenal in January.
One that Arsenal fans say, we'll save him. We will make him the player that Chelsea never could.
So
more like a politician.
So when you think about it, we've got Fuckrug. So you signed him and that would, but Mudrug don't go as well, does it really?
No.
Fuckdrick.
No.
Fuckdrick.
No.
Fuckdrick.
What makes sense is you've got a Fuckrug and we got fuck all. That's better.
That's the truth, really. Yeah.
You'll have Raheem Dollar.
Yeah.
You can have Raheem Dollar on the left-hand side. Mikhailo Fuckdrick on the right. And got German Giraffe up top.
Ross, you missed him. You missed words. He's been in the chat. He's been there.
He's been in and gone.
Cheers, James. Thanks for this. James is saying, love having my breakfast and watching you guys earlier. Keep up the great work. Appreciate it, mate.
Mhm.
Good stuff, James.
Well done to you all. Did work this weekend. FBL and commiserations. He tried his, but missed out. That's a good shout, Henry. The tattoo merchant Mudrick. Yeah, definitely Eros.
Yeah.
Blimey, I'd have to shave my legs if I rocked on the pitch. I'd look like Mr. Thunders. That would impress folks. Mikael would probably drop me. Yeah, it wouldn't be streamlined enough, Paddy, that's for sure. David saying, DeCanio actually alluded to having as much, if not more, attachment to West Ham than he did Lazio. Yeah. Love that player. I'd rather a fuck rug than a mud rug. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yes, you did, unfortunately, mate. You missed Wurzel. At least you see Anthony's new channel. You know, you've seen the preview for it, so at least you saw that. At least, David on his interview with Simon Jordan. Yeah. I heard a little. Well, no, actually, more Simon Jordan, unfortunately. Well, let me get this. Let's find this part. And let me get this bit up so we can see where we are in the old the tables. And there you go. So your top 10. Still sitting at the top is my good self. And second is your son, Anthony.
Sure. Oh, fair play.
Mm.
You just throw him under the bus some more with his scores.
Yeah.
Just, Dad, can you put in 3-1 for this? Okay. Put in 2-3.
Yeah. And if you look at it, Matt's in the third place in it. Henry's in fourth. Anthony is in fifth, joint with James. And basically, Pepsi, he scored the most points this weekend. He got 19, which has shot him up the table to the 7th. Rich on 8, Trips on 9 with 25. Football Fan View is 24. As you see, Lawrence there is number 11. Let me just get the table and move it down slightly. Then you've got DJ Crane and Nick both on 20. Daz is on 14 and 14 points. Hot Fuzz is 15 with 13, with Paddy on 16. Happy Emirate on 6.
Damn, I'm getting relegated.
Eros, if I've missed out your scores, please give me a message and let me know them again so I can adjust this table and I'll make sure of that, basically.
Me and Man United have got something in common. Fucking shit and low down on the table.
Fudgy hag.
Bloody hell. Bloody football fan view, right? Sat in, what was it, 9th place? 9th or 10th place? He's only done 1 week's worth of predictions. I've done 3. He's way up the table. He just only needs to be there for 1 week.
Yeah, Eros, if you see your scores, if you're thinking that, if I've missed them, my apologies. Please get them over to that. I will get the table adjusted. This one, Damien, is what we do. This is just a score predictor that we do. There is an FPL thing, which I'll show you on there quickly. Anyway, that's what we're doing in the Fantasy Football League. If you're interested in joining that one, Damien, I'll leave it up for a little bit, and we'll go back to the table shortly. Let's just go there. Where are we? You're running away with it. If if I'm just that clever, I'd do the bloody lottery if I knew I was going to get this good. Are we doing predictions not as it's international? Is it the international thing
next week?
Yeah,
it'll be next week, James. Next week, so we've got a week off from that, so I can still gloat at the top of the table for another week at least. Paddy said apparently Simon Jordan never wears his underpants more than once. He said that in the interview, no lie. Yeah, I remember that twat. He got his watch nicked out as he came out of Selhurst Park. Yeah, no particular league at Damien. I demand a recount. 13 points clear at the top. Oh, it's nice. Not bad at all. Who's chatting now? Look. Yeah, get your scores in here, Ross, and I'll make sure I get them added on there anyway. Let me just take that off. Come off there.
It's
Back
too
up.
late now, isn't it? You can predict sort of fucking scores like you'd be
Yeah,
above
you
you.
know, we're very kind of, you know. Yeah, she's only done the one though, Damien. So I mean, that's why she's sitting bottom at the moment, anyway. So if I was going down with the Ipswich,
Go down before the Ipswich, get halfway through the season, like, yeah, you're not competitive enough. Down you go.
DJ Crane, is he 20th? Let's have a look at them scores again for 20. Yeah, you got 20 points there, DJ. So you're 12th there, DJ Crane.
What's that then? Breaking news: Ten Hag's just been sacked from Man United and been placed by Fuzzy. Oh, okay.
Down to the Championship, baby.
Nick, my apologies. I'll make sure I adjust this and for Wednesday's show. So, you know, apologies. I'll have to get the old fuck rag and punish myself. 3-1 Southampton. Yeah, he's got the 6 points. Then, of course, there's some scores. You got your points. I mean, 19 points, Pepsi. You're very pleased. Very pleased with yourself in that one. Hot Fuzz in relegation trouble. Yeah, I hold my hands up, Nick. Wholeheartedly, I hold my hands up. I knew there was someone. I've got to write it down on that. So I will apologise. I would have had a team, mate. No worries. No worries, Damien. Dad said, where would I need to strengthen on FPL? Well, speak to Mr. the one below me. He'll be able to tell you, Mr. Herbert. Tony, what's the winner get? A PS5? Yeah, get the box. Get the PS5 box. So it'll be good in that. I'm fucking 8th. I'm in the Europa Conference position. Fucking great.
Actually, you could get PS5, couldn't you, Tim? Take two lots of PS2s together with the PS1. You got a PS5 then.
Exactly, that's it. Exactly that. Great memory on him. Trip saying breaking news: Tony has 116 charges from what I hear. One more than City. Yes, Pepsi. Happy Emirate got a points fine. FFP issues, yeah, overspending. You know, overspending. Damien, definitely. Arsenal Winnick saying, remember those extortionate phone line tips to services? Oh bloody hell, yeah. Yeah, phone up with him. Like my dreams, they fade and die. We free falling like Tom Petty. No, you've been doing well, mate. You got up there. Yeah, well done. 12th progress, up 1. Exactly, mate. You can bend over Anthony's lap while Fuzzy uses the fuck rag on you, Tony. The terrible week, everything went tits up except the predictable Manchester United lost. Yeah, it's true. It did. On stream as well. Well, Nick, that's punishment in half. Jesus. Pepsi saying thanks. No, you're right with mate. Man United will be all right. You're just scraped by as usual, like England winning games somehow. Yeah, that's true. The one week I decided to go against Pepsi. Yeah. Yeah, PS5 box with a brick in it. Make it feel substantial at least. EOS, men like Crane, well done. Good. You get a PS5 box with a sock in it. And Matt said, if Man United keep being crap, I might stay near the top. Points guaranteed. Points guaranteed.
Guaranteed 4-pointer every week.
Right, Jen. So as we're 2 hours and 8 minutes in. Oh, yes, of course. Yes. So he was asking, what's our predictions for Saturday's game? Thanks, Dad, for reminding me.
10,000-0 to the Republic of Ireland and Lee Carsley to get sacked in the first day of the job.
Anthony?
You know what, Ken? I don't really care what the score is. I think it's a pathetic friendly. It don't mean anything. And I got to be honest with you, would Lee Carsley want to go out and beat his own nation? So that's another thing there as well. Like not being biased towards that. So I don't know. I'll just go 2-1 England. I'll just say 2-1.
Where are we actually home or away for that one?
Home, I think.
So a quick look.
See, it's such an insignificant game, and we're just so out of favour.
It's a friendly. He's at Old Trafford. It's not football. It's called fucking water polo. It's like, what the hell do I say?
Dear me. Where are we?
Oh, there it is over there. Yeah, I'm running. Yeah, hang on, give me 2 minutes. All right, I got the ball.
Oh, we're actually playing the Republic of Ireland.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, we're away.
Oh.
Yeah, we're away.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Exactly, Arsenal man. Who is England's manager? Who cares? No one gives a shite, basically.
Who cares? Who cares?
England 4-0, which is saying, and Damien's, yeah, true, yeah, a lot of players missing international duty at the moment, yeah, because obviously Palmer, who was the other ones that pulled out as well?
Foden,
and there was someone else as well. Oh, was it Watkins? Watkins again?
Is it Watkins or
Oh,
Gordon?
Gordon, it might be Gordon, yeah. Say a lot staying with their club. Yeah, absolutely, Damien. I think they are. There he is, Eros. The mighty Rovers away to Barnsley.
Oh, come on, Barnsley.
Yes, that's right, Nick. Sorry, Vietnam versus Russia tomorrow. Yeah.
Who's doing a watch along?
Yeah, do that one. They won't need sprinklers at Old Trafford. Just use buckets and the water from the holes in the roof will fill them up. Daz is saying 3-1 to England. I'm going to go with that one as well, Daz. I think that, it should be a fair enough high scoreline, I think, from England's point of view. Damien saying, quote unquote, nursing injuries, meaning avoiding pointless friendlies. Yeah, you know the one.
Yeah. I guarantee
Thanks,
you,
Matt.
some of our teams here will have injuries. I can see a couple of injuries happening in that game.
Would you rather watch Vietnam versus Russia or Man United?
Vietnam versus Russia, because I like to see how many Russian officials disappear as the match goes on. KGB dragging them out of the stadium for every minute that goes by.
Being a Man United fan, I'm fucking glad for the international break. Yes, true. David, so was that just the cynic in me saying that? No, it's totally correct. I'd say there, Damien, totally correct. Because how many times you see that? I'm carrying an injury, but then, a couple of days later, actually playing for their club with no problems whatsoever. Paddy's saying, you remember that Shooting Star sketch? And here's the star prize. They played a topical island clip, and if you win, you get to keep the tape. Yeah, that's the one. Michael Chelsea FC, Brazil 2-0, Ecuador. Hopefully, we need the points in that South America World Cup qualifying. Currently sitting 6th at the moment. Nice, Michael.
Well, here's a game that might be interesting.
Was that from the dub from above?
Yeah, do you remember that one?
Who wins tomorrow out of San Marino versus Liechtenstein?
San Marino.
San Marino, yeah.
San Marino at home.
Yeah.
They might get their first win in bloody years.
Yeah, they got a full team of plumbers, electricians, chippies, and bricklayers. I think
that's a team that knows properly what hard times are.
Yeah.
None of this professional footballer crap.
Arsenal is saying we've only just got over an international. Why are they doing this to us? And there's another one later on as well, isn't there? So I think there's 2 this year, isn't there? What a load of old shite that is going to be.
Yeah.
As Pepsi says, Kyle Walker never pulls out.
God damn it.
Oh, Vietnam versus Russia will not finish 11 versus 11.
The players don't get sent off, they get shot.
Shot, exactly, yeah. Vic 2-1 at the England, new saying. Yeah, wow. Nick saying, do you think in our lifetimes USA might win a World Cup?
No.
Nah, really thought. Next question.
They're busy they're busy winning the World Cups in American football, the World Championships, despite only ever being held in America and being played by American teams. We've beaten everybody else in the world, guys. We've beaten everybody else in the world.
He was saying the same thing.
It's like, if you compare it to like wars, for example. Like to America, world wars. To the rest of the world, it's just the American Civil War.
Yeah. Damien, we've got tons out on international. I just want back in one piece. Areola, Mav, Bowen, Kudos, Antonio, the Czech boys, Paqueta, maybe a few more. Nice, though, isn't it? Nice having them players out, but yeah, at the same point, we don't want to get them injured either. Not wrong, Fuzz. Damon saying, I like Kilman and Aaron Wan-Bissaka to push for England places this season. Yeah, that'd be nice. I think they've got a good shout for that.
It'd be nice if Ben White got a nod.
He don't want to know that, does he? Oh, my new manager in there, isn't it? It's a new
New
manager.
manager now, so with Southgate, because he had that format with Southgate, so he might change his mind and start playing.
Not gonna lie, I thought you said at least Ben White might get a knob.
Yeah, that's right.
Or that. I don't know.
Might get Zinchenko's knob this time.
Arteta's in charge of San Marino this weekend. Nick's saying the day that the USA win a World Cup is a day I know of a dementia, so I can pretend it never happened. Yeah, it's true. And last but not least, Michael saying I'll have a look at the World Cup qualifying. Give North Korea are in action tomorrow against Kazakhstan. Oof, that's a better big game as well.
Once doing a watch along then.
Yeah. Ben White would be fourth centre back for England, though. True, that is true.
No, not centre back. Not centre back. No, right back. Not centre back. That guy is absolutely crap at centre. That's the best thing that Mikel Arteta done. He slept on it and it came over him like a epiphany. And he went, "I'm going to play Ben White right back. That's the fucking best thing Mikel Arteta ever did at Arsenal Football Club."
Joey Essex getting a tan in Mallorca this weekend. Anthony Taney Ross.
Joey Essex getting a tan. Oh, right.
Welcome back. Yeah, he's saying Ben White too busy bumming Zinchenko biting not pillars. It's actually pillows, as he said, pillows even. Mind you saying that with them teeth he's got, you never know. Damien saying international duty cuts out of Ben White's tanning time. Exactly that. Yeah, can't do that.
Do you remember that picture went round with him looking like Madge from Benidorm? Did you see that picture?
Bloke just looked orange.
Yeah. Did you remember that on Benidorm when he turns around? That woman goes, "Here, Mum, how's your chicken?" She went, "Oh, my chicken was a bit bland. I wish I went for the beef curtains." And he's fucking there. He's like, she went, "Beef curtains." Do you remember that?
Beef curtains. Oh shit. Paddy saying Ben White probably didn't want to get to Germany because it was too hot. Wasn't hot enough. Trip saying Sammy might win before USA if they don't stop calling it soccer. True, that's true. Want the US to travel to North Korea for it. Oh, imagine that one. Yeah.
Vote Trump in charge, you might actually get that.
Nick saying, if this comment appears on stream, you have front clocks on right now, but cameras are just pointing too wide to see them. Ben White is a right back. Yeah, absolutely, Damien. Yeah, and this
that's the unshaped twinkle cave.
Can North Korea make the World Cup to 2026 and travel to America? That's going to end well. Absolutely, Michael. Nick saying that would be the funniest shit ever, but sadly would never happen. True. Yeah, saying, wonder which one says who's the daddy. Oh shit.
Find out next episode of Love Island Arsenal edition.
Here he is, Ben White.
Half of those players, I swear to God, they are signing players that look like they would be on Love Island. Swear he'll get this obsession about players' looks.
Right, gents, as we're coming up to near enough 11 o'clock, it's been a good show as always, and maybe Anthony will be launching his Straw Chewing Gooner channel. We don't know. Who's going to know?
I don't know. Just one last time thing. You want to show him the video again, just to round it off?
Make sure you go and sub to this channel. Take care, Arsenal Manic. So, Anthony, what you got coming up, mate?
Well, I'm actually on a show tomorrow. I'm on the show tomorrow at 8:30. That's Football Dad's Army. where it's going to be me, Lee, and obviously McManus is going to be on there, aka Jimmy Somerville. That'd be a good show. And then we got the Sunday night takeaway on Sunday, and then Lee show on Tuesday, and then back to the good, the bad, the ugly on Wednesday.
Thank you very much, mate. Fuzzy, what about yourself? What you got coming up?
Well, we're on Anfield Uncle Rod's show tomorrow night, about 8 o'clock. So, yeah, got to face the music with the Liverpool lot. I'll go in wearing my terrorists balaclavas just to hide my face a little bit. You know, they'll be out here being recognised, and my face associated with that crap from Sunday. Friday, not sure. Perhaps something to do with Man United. Maybe, depends. Probably might be something to talk about. I think where we talk about players. If anybody ends up going to the Turkish market, we'll have to see, but probably not. Aside from that, Sunday night takeaway show, and then pretty much back onto the midweek with the return of Premier League predictions.
Yes, indeed. Yes. Very much. And teaching people how to properly do chewing tobacco has to be the first video.
Roll the straw into the blunts.
That was actually me and my tractor, and if you notice at the back there, I was actually pulling. I was dragging a massive schlong. So that was just.
Nick say, can you rate the three of you in order, the most feminine to most masculine?
From most feminine, we go early doors, then me, and then Fuzzy. Fuzzy's masterpiece, yeah. Fuzzy's a sort of guy. If you want to go in and do a bank robbery, let's see if us three went in to go in a bank and rob a bank. Me and Shane would be there with our balaclavas on with a gun. Fuzzy comes up with his balaclava on, and I go, "What the fuck you got there, Fuzzy?" He goes, "Oh, the pea shooter."
Richard's saying, like your new channel, Tone, I think I would have liked to change to the music though. Maybe his idols in the 90s, Ricky Martin or Peter Andre.
Steering wheel of his tractor is one of those pink fluffy ones that you sometimes get in those ladies' Volkswagen Beetles, the ones with the eyelashes on.
Oh man. Big up, Richard. Make sure you come participate. You want to chat in these videos. Yeah. The Herberts play.
I'll have him on. I'll have him on. He knows he can come on.
They get a midweek special of the three Herberts: the good Herbert, the bad Herbert, and the ugly Herbert. Anthony, Richard, and Wurzel. Get them on, people.
That's a good shout. That is a good shout.
We'll have black and white tops on as referees.
So Wurzel will be the good. Who will be the bad, and who will be the ugly. People start writing.
Nobody will be the bad.
Yeah,
that's what they're doing.
Answers on a postcard.
Yeah.
I think we all just skip the good and the bad. We just stick them all in ugly. Stay in ugly.
Paddy's saying Anthony's definitely the most vain with his arms out. True. The music, Pepsi saying Cotton Eye Joe. Anthony likes Tintin on spinach. Michael shows, do you find this funny? My Dutch friend was named after Deschamps, but spelled his name Doschamps. The reason why is because he's a huge Chelsea fan. Who's the pervert? Oof.
Oh, that's got to be Rich.
No, that's always purely big. Look, where's where I was saying he's definitely the good.
He's definitely the good.
Mm.
Yeah, you're right there with Ant's arms. Been like it for years. Everyone sees it. Yeah. So people in the chat, thanks for hanging around with us and that. As always, it's great to have your comments in there. And of course, content creators that came into the chat as well, please go and have a look at their channels. There's quite a few there to mention. Smash a like, share, and subscribe to them as well. And there's also to my co-host down below me. Make sure you go in there. The link will be in the description as always. We'll get that in there. But it's been a good show. Thanks, gents, for being with us as always. Pleasure. And we are out. We shall see you Sunday, if not next Wednesday. Take care all and enjoy the rest of your week. See you later.